Hey, welcome back. I'm going to start playing some new games on the channel rather than just Legion Wood and I guess that occasional Hearthstone content that I've been doing. I want to prove that you can still game on Linux. It's worked pretty well. I've been doing it for a while. I've played like Gunfire, I've played like Octopath on here. As you can see, I've got most of them strictly on Linux. But just to prove how doable this is a pretty big indie title. Well, not a big indie title, but it's an indie title that necessarily is going to have a lot of support because of how old it is. So I had some issues running it initially. But if you go to browse local files in your system, you'll see this. Now, this file won't be here. I replaced the spaces with underscores so that could be run. Basically, the system doesn't understand spaces very well, and because of how this file is structured, doesn't work very well. So I made an underscores here, and then I just do open with, and then there's an application you'll want to install called Wine. There's a lot of tutorials online on how to install Wine. It's not too bad. I think you can just do sudo apt get wine, and it should work. As you can see, I just right-clicked, and it worked. All right, now that we're into the game, let's try and get this going. If you want to get the settings, always dash is kind of nice. You can over sprint though into some areas, which can kind of bite you. That's not too bad. I don't remember what command member is. This is the volume of the music. This is some of the sound effects. I don't remember what the ME and SE is. Okay, so we're gonna do a new game here. If you want to know what this text says, I'm going to kind of zoom past it pretty fast. Hold enter for the extra speed. Download the game if you want more of the story aspect. I skip forward as respect to the content creator. There's more of a guide as to how the game goes. Download, it really helps them out, and it's pretty encouraging to see a lot of downloads, a lot of likes, everything. Standard character creation, although they do have a setting for pronouns. Super easy. If you don't like doing that stuff, just hit enter and you're good. All right, you're gonna start off. You go here. There's gonna be a nice little combat here. Hold enter just to speed through all this text. You'll have to redo it every time an option comes through. Okay, so you are a Gish-styled fighter where you use magic to damage your opponent. Now, if you've noticed, there's also TP. TP is for special moves. Increasing my attack power doesn't make a whole lot of sense here, basically, because I'm already killing them in one shot. So, no point overshooting. Although there's a little bit of irony and data crying right there. All right. Gain TP by dealing damage and taking damage. It's about 10 damage to 1 TP from what I gathered. We did level up there. I kind of shot past it super fast. You don't, I'm gonna show you level 2. You don't regain your HP or anything else from it, so you know. Want to stay at the end right away. Oops. This game does encourage that you stop by and really investigate what's going on. For example, if you talk here, you will get a nice little upgrade beforehand. Now, you only improve your stats by just a little bit, but in this case, it's pretty substantial. So I recommend getting it. It's not too far your way. You're gonna have to walk past it anyways. But when you enter in a zone, it doesn't really tell you what the name of the place is, but there is indications like this to give you an idea of where things are at. Now, these guys up here and over here are bandits. You can just hold that direction and run into them repeatedly, but you're never going to get past them. So you are stuck doing this. You are in a lock. And if you go up into this encampment, you will go into your first little area. You can leave if you want, but we're not going to do that. You don't need to grind, but if you really do enjoy that aspect of the game, they have a pretty easy way to do it, and it's fairly rewarding. So we're going to go ahead and do Shockblade, and we're just going to do some basic attacks to get through. You can see what the order is in the combat. It's got this nice little tracker here, which is very helpful. They're down. My goodness. Self-defense going in for the one shot. Now, we're not going to quite get a level up here. The game's pretty much set up so that everyone will be at the same level, which is pretty nice, even if they're not in the party. You can just click enter to interact with anything. There's nothing in any of these crates to my knowledge. I checked them all before doing this video. This is your third character, who is kind of like a tanky brawler who really relies on the TP abilities. We can do this, we can do this. If we go to special, you can see they can either take a bunch of hits for tanking, which gets them that TP, or they can use pound, which at this stage in the game just one-shots people, doing about 200 damage compared to our 100, 150 that we typically do with Sam and our cleric. Excellent, we'll get the double level up. Chill and restore. Restore gets rid of status effects, but does not do any healing at all. Sure, well, a third party member. Each party member has its own unique set of weapons as well. We've crossed into a new area here. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We'll just attack special. We're going to hit pound. These guards are particularly nasty as they can remove your defense with one of their attacks. So be careful there. Fireball. They usually don't live for that to go through. Whenever I've had to do stuff, it's usually just the raiders whenever I've fought. Fireball 80 to everyone is pretty disgusting. If someone does get knocked out, they do get XP, by the way. I'm saying this because we're getting a little low on one of our characters who heals. A minor attribute, really. So if you go to hit escape, yeah, escape, skill, you can click in the character and they will heal. Go ahead and do that. You kind of chew through the MP pretty fast at 10 a pop. Use it. You can go to a chest, you can do it at any sort of angle. This one isn't as big of an improvement, I believe. Oh, it's 7. So not too terrible. This chest is locked and there's no way to open it. There's a character that can open up locked things, but that's a little bit further into the game, and because of where the bandits are, there's no way to open it, to my understanding. It's just more of a story setting for like getting your party together. Okay, so we're going to do Shocking Blade. We can't do any special attacks with them. We'll do this. We can't do any TPs because they're only at 1. 137, and we got roughly 10. It was a little less than that. It was probably like 12 to 1 or something. Does feel bad they were super low here. We'll go ahead and do this. This special pound. She's just gonna one-shot him. 230. Nice and clean. Everyone hits level 4 here. You only gain a couple of stats per level up, except for MP and HP. We're seeing a bigger gain there. Well, like 2 attack, 2 defense here. Luck going up by 3. I guess agility by 4 is pretty nice for them, but very small increments for the most part. Now, before you encounter any boss, there's always that text I kind of sped through. This is pretty important because once you beat a boss, you get removed from whatever area you're at, in this case the Bandit camp, and then you can never enter there again. So if there's any quest stuff that you needed to do there, you won't be able to do it anymore. If there's any items you wanted to get there, you won't be able to do it. So once you beat a boss, that's it. You've beaten the area and you cannot return. I don't like this design, but you can keep fighting monsters there if there's drops or money you want. You can just kind of hold the area like I was talking about with the bandits. I'll show you once we leave how this kind of works out. Okay. So I'm going to go to Magic Chill Blade to reduce their stats, and then we're just going to go for Pound. I don't know what determines how many TP they start with before a fight. The cleric, by the way, does not use any of it. Chill Blade, these can be stacked up to twice, which hopefully will get shown. We'll do a heal here. And by cleric, I mean by Kana. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, this might kill it, so you might not see it right away. Yeah, you don't get to see the icon. It'll be red and there'll be like 2 down arrows. Same thing for buffs and debuffs. They can only be stacked up to twice per stat. But they can be like paralyzed, poison, debuffed for attack, magic defense, agility, and it'll just kind of rotate through the icons. So as you can see, rather than just entering the area, it's giving me this prompt. If you say yes, you'll run into this. So we'll just do an attack. We'll just pound one of the bandits. Because we got all these level ups, we'll be acting first. And we just one shot. Bam! We're level 5. We're seeing new abilities. Smite. Now we can finally attack with her. Embrace a more defensive ability, and that's 75 gold. Now there's nothing else to really do in this town from what I recall. So I'm going to show you. So if you go to Journal, one other thing. It shows you all the quests. The main quest completed, failed. You can actually fail quests, by the way. Some of them don't display once you've failed because of how the locations work, like I said. But you'll notice blue means you've done it, and there's this white icon over here, which means you haven't finished it. The last one doesn't update. You just have to talk to them. That is one of the downsides to how it's structured. But it's usually obvious that you've completed it with the teleporting it out and all. Okay, so go through all the text just to show that we've beaten it. Okay, so we'll go to Journal just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. And you can see the title name is updated. Now it wants us to go to the crossroad, and we're progressing down, and there it'll update the text. And while we go up and heal up at the end, this is going to be my reminder to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this. There's not a whole lot of guides for this, so I'm trying to make it for people if they want it. Otherwise, I'm going to see you next time. Take care.